Hey, I wanna work. Looking like you just tryna. No, we're not saying that on this channel anymore. I mean, let's not talk about the previous video on this channel because it seems like I pissed off a lot of niggas, but hey, it is what it is. But anyways, hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Tiffany. We're here ready again for another episode of Vlogmas, and today's video is going to be an amazing video. I mean, this one is for all my uni students. This one is for all the uni students that are just, what am I saying? All the children. Sorry, not children, every single person that has just finished high school and probably you're having anxiety, you're having panic attacks about uni, like what's uni going to be like, what's my first year going to be like, what should I expect, what should I do right. I mean, I've listed out some things I wish people told me before I started uni. Like, I wish someone told me this, like all these things I'm about to tell you guys right now, and I hope at the end of this video you have been able to get one or two things out of this video and it really help you. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So here are a list of things I wish. I think there are up to like 10 things I wish I did in uni 100 level. I'm being specific about this. This is for the freshers. This video is for the freshers, like the JJCs or uni, college, whatever it is. So the first thing I wish I had done was not miss orientation week. I mean, I missed orientation week. Like, let me emphasize on this, it is very, very important to attend orientation week. If you guys have that in your uni, go there. It's just a day. I think it's a day or a week. I think the first day is very important because they prep you about the uni, they tell you about the history of the school, they tell you how they're graded, they tell you a lot of things. Like, you have like lecturers come to speak to you, like, and you guys are freshers, like you need to know a lot of things about the school. You have like the SRC, the student body union presidents come to meet you and talk to you. I don't know how it's done, I don't know where you're watching this video from, but I school here in Ghana, and basically I did not attend my own orientation, but in uni I was a student body president, so I did have the opportunity to talk to students on their orientation week. That was like when I was in my 300 level, so I spoke to freshers, and it's a little bit of like just helping them, calming them, telling them it's no big deal, this is uni, if you need help you can come to us, this is a counselor, you know, just basic orientation about how the whole institute works and yeah, all that. So if your school is having orientation week, please do not miss orientation week, because there are lots of key things that if you miss out from it, it might affect you in the long run. It really did, because I did not even know how they were grading till like, I think after my first quiz, I was like, oh, so this is how we're graded. There are some courses I didn't even know I was supposed to take, because they put you through your courses, and I really don't know how it goes in any other school, but I know that you don't just want to miss orientation week. It's very, very important. So the next thing you want to do is, this might sound crazy for the introverts like me, but you need to make friends. Yes, your first year you need to make some friends. You need to make some friends in class. Like, don't come and be the loner girl or the girl that's like an introvert or whatever. Like, I was making friends with people in my hostel when most of them were not even doing my course, and I'll go to my class and I'll sit down there. I wouldn't know what to do. I remember there was one particular time when I was sick and I didn't go to class. When I got to class the next week, I didn't even know that they had told them that there was going to be a test. When I got there, I was just idle, and the lecturer is like, tear out a sheet of paper, and I was like, hey, Jesus Christ, test, how, when? We're like, oh, when did you get last week? I'm like, from that day, I made a friend in class. That was in like physics 101 class. I made a friend in class, and from there on, I got her number. So anytime I was always to shop in class, although I did skip classes, that's another thing I'll talk about. Don't skip classes in 100 level. I was just sick that week, so I wasn't able to go to class. So if I had friends, if I had made friends maybe my first week of school in my various classes, probably someone would have given me heads up, like, oh, we had a class today, we focused on this lecture notes, okay, next week he said we're going to have a test, you know, no surprises. So you really want to make friends in your 100 level. Like, don't form or don't say you don't make friends. Next thing you want to do in 100 level, most of your class is going to be morning classes. You want to get enough sleep. Do not sacrifice sleep. I would talk about that in another thing I'm going to mention. But you see, sleep is very important. Calculate yourself. You're going to have morning classes, let's say from 8 to like maybe you're done. Then when I was in uni, I use myself as a practical example. I had like 3 classes a day. I had 2 classes a day. I had a class by 8 for like 3 hours, right? I think 8 to like 10. I think it was 2 hours 30 minutes, something like that. Then my next class will break 11 o'clock till like 2, something like that. But anyways, I was always out of campus by like 2 o'clock. So when I go home, I always had time to like revise on what I was taught in class or whatsoever. Then I made sure that I went to bed early, like 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock. I was in bed because I knew that the next day I have to be up by 6 o'clock to prep myself and get ready for class, whatever. Yeah, so you don't want to joke with your sleep. So the next thing you don't want to joke with as well is breakfast. Make sure you eat not a lot of food, but make sure you eat breakfast in the morning and take some snacks to school when you're going to school. Like just carry some snacks around, like just, you know, because sometimes campus food can be very horrible. Like the food in my school was kind of whack. I didn't really like it, so I like to cook in my hostel. So in the morning I'll just have cereal. So when you're packing from your house, make sure you pack cereal, you pack a lot of provisions, to be honest. Like, yeah, because again, spending money on campus, like buying food that you might not even like, it's just like a waste of money and waste of time to me. So I always had a lot. So in the morning I have breakfast, I have some snacks. So when we have break time, I might just have some snacks. Or occasionally I did eat from school once in a while, but that was like very like occasionally, my 100 level shot. So the next thing you want to also, okay, this is like what I said in the first part of having like friends in school. Like you want to have a strong start when you're in 100 level. Let me tell you something about 100 level. 100 level is a very critical stage in your uni life. It is the start of your, it's the start of every, like it's the foundation, sorry, of your uni life. Like if you don't make a strong CGPA in your 100 level, trust me, you're going to struggle for the rest of your uni days. I'm telling you, this is the honest truth. I remember in my 100 level, I didn't know these things I'm telling you right now, so I was not so serious. Like, I mean, having a strong start, like when I go home from school, instead of me to read, I was probably just with my friends. I'll be so tired, like I wasn't sleeping well, I wasn't really eating well. Like, okay, I used to have breakfast, but then again, I was not really focusing well because I would just go to class, I'll come back, I'll be exhausted, I'll just see my friends. But you know, just has finished, I don't have time. Maybe I want to look at my book, I just look at my books once and so exams came, tests came. I didn't really do well, I didn't really get a strong CGPA. In fact, like the total GPA in my school was like a 4.0 or something like that. I think in my first year I had 2.6 or something like that. And my other years I was having really high CGPAs, but it was really hard to build it up because my start was not good, it was not solid. I wasn't like, yeah, I wasn't really focused. So you really want to have a strong start. Try to displease yourself of different things that might want to come in between you and just focusing on uni. Adam, you really need to focus. I mean, people are going to invite for parties, gatherings, social activities. Try to know how to balance them. Don't really go out so much. I mean, like this kind of helped, that part helped me when I was in 20 level. I realized that part. Although I didn't really go out, I didn't go out at all when I was in 100 level. I think I just went for some school trip or something like that. But most people that I saw that really had a lot of struggles, like some people that I mean in the 100 level, they only had like 1 point something, or they barely even made it 2.0. They were always going for parties and living life 30 December since, you know. Anyway, that was not December, but yeah, you get my drift. So you really want to have a strong start. So try to get yourself prepared. Try to read when you come back from classes. Try to rest. Try to just revise, you know, even at the end of every week, Saturdays, maybe when you're done, maybe you want to do your laundry on Saturdays, whatever. When you're done with that, try to revise what you've been taught, like from all the classes you had that week. Just try it. Now when exams are approaching, you notice that all you're doing is revision, to be honest. Like that's why they call it revision the week before exam, because teachers expect you to have been reading after classes. If you're not a shark that can grasp in class fast, then my dear, you have to read after classes and read on weekends to just make yourself understand more, basically. Also, you need to create a personal timetable. That works very well. I had a personal timetable after my first semester of 100 level, I created a personal timetable for myself, which I didn't really discipline myself to follow. But let me tell you something, discipline yourself to follow your personal timetable, because it will really help you in your first year of uni. Another thing you have to do is be very prayerful. I don't know how to emphasize on this. You really need to prepare for in school. Like, school is going to depress you, it's going to make you anxious, it's going to make you sad. In fact, there's some days you come home, you feel so overwhelmed, you break down, you cry, you cry your eyes out. But don't worry, be strong. We've all been there, we've done that, we've passed that level. We're here in the real world right now. I will talk about this life after uni very soon. But anyways, back to your 100 level days. So just try to just be as prayerful as you can. I don't know what your religion is, but try to just always look to God for everything, because God has like solutions. I'm telling you. Personally, I always prayed before I read. I prayed before I went to class. I prayed before I prayed every time. I mean, if one thing I would say I got from uni, that was I became more prayerful when I was in uni. Like uni literally like straightened out my prayer life, to be honest. Like my relationship with God increased when I was in uni. So okay, I've spoken about, don't try to take part in social activities, but not too much social activities. I mean, you don't want to be the loner, you don't want to be everywhere, you just want to like keep it on a moderate level. So make some friends. Maybe okay, Aquaba week. Okay, Aquaba week in Ghana is like freshers week. You get welcome to Ghana, so you have like freshers week. I don't know what that is called in your country, but in Ghana this is what it's called. You have Aquaba week. You can attend if you want to, it's not necessary, but like don't cut yourself from like social activities. Just know how to minimize it. Don't be someone that is going out every day. Just try. Yeah. So number two, the next thing you want to do is do not, oh, this is a big thing, do not follow other people's reading techniques. What do I mean by this? You see, in uni you have to find out what works for you. You have to find out whether it's very hard to find out what works for you. Personally, when I just got to uni, I used to copy what other people were doing in terms of reading. Like, okay, I'll see this person staying overnight reading, I'll copy the person. At the end of the day, when I get to the exam hall, I'm fatigued out, I'm tired, I have a headache. When I go there, I won't know what to write. I'm blanked out because I was busy doing what was working for Mrs. A or Mrs. B, and it was not even working for me. Or you're that kind of person that you feel like you want to overcram something. Like, just find out what works for you. I found myself going to school in the night because our campus was like really close to uni, so we'll go there. There was this thing like go to school to read. I was going there because other people were going there to read, and it didn't help me. At the end of the day, I realized that sleep was very important to me. Some people, that is them. Some people they can. I have a friend personally that told me this morning, because I asked him like what was something that you wish you did differently in school, and he told me that he wished he slept a lot. He graduated with a first class honors, and he worked hard for it, but he tells me now that it's affecting his health, that his health is not stable because of all the days that he didn't sleep. It's not as if he was even reading per se, but he was keeping sleep, and he was not thinking about his health at that point. So some people too are in that lane of they're not sleeping, they're doing overnight, they'll go to classes, they'll come back, they do overnight because now let them come to school, now let them won't carry first class. Anyways, that aside, so you really don't need to follow other people's techniques. Find out what works for you. I will talk about what worked for me in uni in terms of reading in another video, but anyways, just find out what works for you. Trust me, I can't tell you right now what would work for you. You have to research. I studied people's methods. I got on YouTube. Like, I really just wanted to do well in uni at some point, but later on I found out what worked for me when I was my 200 level. Thank God. You always have to pray about this thing. So just find out what works for you and use that technique. Do not copy other people in their own techniques. So the next thing you want to do is always take notes in class. I know there's some people that will say, there's some people that are sharks, which means they're so intelligent, they just need to listen and go. But let me tell you something, there's some things that lecturers will say in class that you might not find in their lecture notes. They are key points. Even these people that we even call sharks, they know how to take those key points. You might not even take them, like you might not see them writing down, but they're downloading it in their brains, in their minds. So you know that you're kind of slow, like I was kind of a slow person when I was in school, so I always took notes. I always took key notes. Don't take senseless notes. Like, don't be writing every single thing that lecturer is writing. If you do that in school, let me tell you, you miss some key factors of what the lecturer is saying. In fact, there's some people that will write all the notes. Exam time will come, results will come out, and you know what happens to those kind of people. So you just want to take key notes in class. Take down key notes, key factors of what the lecturer is saying. It might really help you, especially when you want to go on your own to study. It will really help you. It makes your studying easier and less tedious. So we're almost done. So the next thing you want to do is always have a quiet time, have a day, like after your classes, sit down, reflect on everything you've done, not just school aspect, like just reflect on like how your day went. I don't know if it's called meditating or something, like just try and have a reflection on how it went, how it could be better, how it could be better tomorrow, you know. Just try and just like do that. It really helps people. Like it really helped me in my 200 level. All the things I'm telling you, there are things I wish I did some of them and I didn't do most of them. So I wish like I always reflected on my day. Like reflection really helps you be better. I don't know how to really explain that, but it really helped me like in different areas I wanted to improve on in my life, in my academics, you know. It really helps. So try to reflect once in a while. Have your quiet time. Make sure if you set out 4 p.m. for your quiet time, you know that 4 p.m. I don't have anything to do. Do not allow one friend come inside your room and be gisting with you, or allow one phone call distract you. Discipline yourself. It's all about discipline. At the end of the day, it's all about discipline. Learn how to discipline yourself in your 100 level. I'm telling you to go a long way with you. So the next thing you want to do, this one is for my ladies. Make sure you carry a backup purse. Let me tell you something. Your backup purse, what is in your backup purse? You have your tissue, you have your hand sanitizer, you probably have your sanitary pad, you have your lip gloss, you have your body spray or your perfume. Trust me, there are going to be days maybe when classes are getting very hot, you might be sweating. Like after a long day in class, you want to top up, like don't be smelling whatsoever. And there'll be some days that you go to the school toilet, maybe school toilet there's no tissue there. In my school toilet sometimes there was not, we'll go there and we will not see tissue paper there. So I always had a backup purse. I always had my tissue there, I had my hand sanitizer, I had my wipes. So I had my toilet paper that I put on the seat when I want to pee or whatsoever I want to go. Number 2, so you need to have a backup purse. I think guys too should have backup purses too. I mean, I don't think it makes you any different or whatsoever, but you need to have a backup purse because anything can happen. Your monthly visitor might show up. I know some of you might time yourself, but sometimes I've had situations whereby I wasn't expecting my monthly visitor and boom, it just showed up. And what if I didn't have a backup person of me going back to my, I know my hostel was close by, but going back there and I'll just be so irritated. What if I'm sitting down and, you know, just be alert, just be very like cautious of yourself. So you really need a backup person when you are in school. And the last thing you want to do in your 100 level is do not beat yourself up. Sweetheart, take a breath. Is it take it? Sweetheart, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. It is not that serious. Take a deep breath, relax, keep calm, focus. Do not kill yourself. I mean, I cannot come and kill myself. I mean, relax, be calm. Do not allow anxiety creeping, do not allow depression creeping, because if you give way for, if you're always so stressed out every day, I was literally always stressed out. So I don't know how I can give this kind of advice, but I was always stressed out. But at some point I just told myself, keep calm, do not kill yourself. This school will not kill me. That's what I always told myself. Like I just like, oh, I'm not beating myself up about this. Okay, fine. You see, in uni you're going to fail it. You're going to fail a class, you're going to fail a test, you're going to have a carryover, you're going to be the last in class, you're going to be the first in class, you're going to be the most brilliant who went, you're going to be the person who went from being so brilliant and you went in class to being so like down because you have like things distracting you. And I want to tell you right now, do not beat yourself up, do not kill yourself, do not cry because of it. Don't, just pray about it and just be better. So yeah, so this is my advice for every single fresher who is probably resuming next year January. This video is for you. Those of you that are already in your 100 level first semester, going to your 100 level second semester, this video too is for you. Also people in their 200 level, this video too is kind of for you. These are things that you should do when you're in uni to avoid stories and thoughts, because you know. So anyways, this is your girl Tiffany signing out from, I think my mom is calling me right now, so I have to go. So please like, share and subscribe. Bye. Yeah, they just had to come and say where's Tiffany.